Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Crimson. Today I'm bringing you guys some more Black Ops 3. The gameplay you guys are going to be watching in the background is going to be a 72 gun streak with the M8A7 on Fringe. Now, this gameplay itself actually wasn't done by myself. It was actually achieved by practically my best friend on YouTube, being Eric. Now, when he had gotten this gameplay, it wasn't really expected. I am actually playing this gameplay alongside him. I was actually using the MR6 pistol, just kind of casually playing, going for feeds, and he was playing alongside me, as I said, and somehow he managed to pick up a 72 gun streak. It was a very good lobby, and the funny thing about this gameplay is he doesn't actually even play Call of Duty anymore, which I thought made it even more impressive. He actually plays Destiny, so he kind of offered me this gameplay seeing as he didn't really have much use for it, and I decided to upload it just because, as you guys can tell, it's a pretty entertaining gameplay and a very high gun streak, so I really hope you guys do enjoy that gameplay in the background. So as you guys can see by the title, my commentary topic today is going to be regarding the Call of Duty community, or the current state of the Call of Duty community. So obviously I'm pretty sure 99% of you who are watching this video have now realized that the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare trailer has been out for 5 days now at the time that I'm doing this commentary, which is May 7th, and it is currently sitting at over 600,000 dislikes and is currently ranked within the top 25 most disliked YouTube videos of all time. And so this kind of baffles me, and I'm not really sure why this is. Now, I do understand that quite a few people within the Call of Duty community, or a large majority or a large part of the Call of Duty community, has had a tough time with the past few Call of Duties, especially the futuristic ones being Advanced Warfare and maybe even Black Ops 3, but I think another reason why it is sitting at so many dislikes is because it's sort of a trend to dislike a video once it's sitting at so many dislikes. For those of you guys who don't know, obviously Justin Bieber's YouTube video Baby is the most disliked YouTube video of all time, which is sitting at around 6 million dislikes, I believe, and one reason why that is just because everyone decided to dislike it, not because they had a reason, but just because they thought it was funny, and that is sort of the main reason why Infinite Warfare trailer is also getting a ton of dislikes. Now, as I said, I do understand that a lot of people have had a dislike for the past few Call of Duties, especially just because they've been so futuristic, and Call of Duty hasn't really stuck to its routes with the traditional Call of Duties and has sort of taken a different turn with the more advanced and futuristic Call of Duties, as I said. And I think one big reason why it's been so disliked is because within the campaign trailer there was some sort of footage of some guy thrust jumping over a truck, and it sort of looked like Black Ops 3's movement, so automatically everyone in the Call of Duty community, it seems, automatically assumes that it is going to be an extremely futuristic Call of Duty, which obviously I think we realize that at this point, but I'd like to sort of go into the past and give you guys an example as to why you shouldn't judge Call of Duty so soon. So let's start off with Black Ops 2. Now, Black Ops 2, obviously the campaign trailer was released sometime throughout 2012, and at that point it actually got a lot of dislikes, obviously nowhere near as many as Infinite Warfare is sitting at right now, but it was very disliked within the beginning, and I think to this day we can all sort of agree with the statement that I'm about to say, with that being that Call of Duty Black Ops 2 is definitely one of the most successful and one of the most well-loved Call of Duties to this date. Another example is sort of with Black Ops 3. Now, when Advanced Warfare was first announced back in, I believe, 2014, or when it had its first reveal trailer, it had a decent amount of hype surrounding the game, and I'd say around midway through Advanced Warfare, maybe around May this time last year, obviously being May of 2015, or maybe even June or July of 2015, is when a large part of the community sort of came out and basically made a statement saying that they didn't really like Advanced Movement, but at that point, Treyarch and Infinity Warfare had already been in development of both of their Call of Duties. Black Ops 3 had already basically been done at this point, and Infinite Warfare was still basically in development, so they weren't really going to scrap their games and create a new Call of Duty with traditional movement, because of obviously it would create for a bad outcome on the date of release for the new Call of Duty for both Black Ops 3 and for both Infinite Warfare. And so my point is, basically, you shouldn't really judge a Call of Duty before you've even seen multiplayer footage of it, or before you've even actually gotten your hands on the game. Now, another good example of this is with Black Ops 3. Now, of course, Advanced Warfare was sort of disliked. I would say that the majority of the community probably disliked Advanced Warfare more than they liked it, but I would say with Black Ops 3, I'd probably have to say that the majority of the community actually likes this game more than they dislike it, especially with myself. I was one of those that actually didn't like Advanced Warfare all that much, not simply because of the exosuits, but also because of skill-based matchmaking, and also because of weapon variants within supply drops. But I think with Black Ops 3, it isn't as bad as it seems. A lot of people had sort of concerns for Black Ops 3 when reveal trailers came out, and when the beta came out, it was actually a lot of fun. It wasn't as chaotic as Advanced Warfare was, and overall it wasn't too bad. And one thing I like about Black Ops 3 is it offers two sides to two fan bases. One side where if you're into futuristic movement, then you can obviously use the futuristic movement to your advantage, or it offers another side where if you're into the more traditional Call of Duty, you don't have to use the thrusters to your advantage, whereas in Advanced Warfare, you sort of had to. So moving on to Infinite Warfare, that's basically where I don't think you should judge it. I mean, obviously, Infinity Ward's most recent Call of Duty was Ghosts, and they did make quite a few mistakes, but you have to keep in mind that I think the biggest mistake that they made with the Call of Duty Ghosts was the fact that the maps weren't so great, because if you look at Black Ops 3, I think that if Black Ops 3 didn't have very good maps, such as Ghost did, then I think that Black Ops 3 would also be very disliked, such as Call of Duty Ghost was, because if you think about it, Call of Duty Ghost really didn't have anything super bad or too bad going for it, such as, I mean, kill streaks weren't the greatest, and there were some sort of advantages that noobs had in that game, such as with Black Ops 3 with Specialist, and the kill streaks in this game aren't really all that great either. But I think what makes Black Ops 3 such a good game is the maps that are pretty decent, and of course, I mean, Cherrick did a better job with kill streaks as well, but if Ghost had actual decent maps, then I think that the game itself wouldn't be too bad. So basically, take everything with a grain of salt. It doesn't automatically mean that since there is going to be some type of thrust movement in Call of Duty Infinite Warfare means that it is going to be a bad game. And what also makes me kind of laugh, or what I think is funny about the dislikes on the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare trailer, is that most of the people who are actually disliking the trailer are still going to buy the game either way. Now, I do understand that most of the people who are disliking it, that are going to buy it, are simply buying it for Call of Duty 4 being remastered, but I still think that you should give Infinity Ward a chance. As I said, Call of Duty Ghost wasn't really as bad as people made it out to be. Obviously, the maps were definitely quite possibly the worst maps that any Call of Duty had to offer, but I think some people are over-exaggerating the space warfare. As I said in my previous video, I don't think that you're going to be some type of astronaut in a zero-gravity zone fighting off other astronauts in multiplayer. I still think that Call of Duty multiplayer is going to have the same aspect that it has always had. So, as I said, take everything with a grain of salt. It doesn't automatically mean that Call of Duty Infinite Warfare is going to be the worst Call of Duty of all time. I'm not trying to imply that it's going to be the best Call of Duty of all time. I think those days are sort of in the past. Ever since Black Ops 2 has come out, Call of Duty has sort of gone downhill, but I definitely do think that they can be definitely more innovative, and I definitely rather Call of Duty and Activision as a whole be more innovative with the franchise rather than stick to a traditional movement where, I mean, I'm totally fine with traditional movement. I'd actually rather it, but basically what I'm trying to say is I don't really think that remastering all of the older Call of Duties rather than being innovative with a new Call of Duty is really good for Activision as a business standpoint, where you're really not bringing in any new, I'd say, customers or a new fan base. So the point of this whole video is to not judge a Call of Duty so quickly, as obviously with examples such as Black Ops 3. I mean, Black Ops 3 is a pretty futuristic Call of Duty, and I don't think it's too bad at all. So that's basically my commentary topic for today. I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, be sure to leave a like, and I'm out. Peace.